Hey everyone, this is your girl SolieSims and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a brand new speed build. Today we are doing an Adobe style house in Oasis Springs, and before we start off, I'm going to say if you enjoy my content, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment so that I know how much you're enjoying it. This time around I wanted to do a little bit of a simpler house. This one literally took me like maybe a couple of hours to get done. As per usual, I start with the landscaping on camera, the layout is done off camera, and I pull out all the items that I want to use for specific rooms to create the room thereafter. So it's not a case where I'm sitting here picking and choosing, because I'm going to tell you straight, sometimes it takes me quite a while to go through all of my CC and come up with a design I feel like I want to use. This one, however, is just a little bit different in that I actually wasn't sure of the type of sim that I wanted to leave here. Now, normally I build and test with my sim self, which I did do with this one as well. Everything works fine. I did use my sim self for it, but I was thinking, when I was trying to decide what type of style I wanted to do inside, I realized that I tend to always think of like family type gameplay or for a feminine sim, and I decided that I wanted to do something for a male sim instead. Now, my issue came up with one thing. I didn't know what occupation I wanted for this sim, and the second thing being I wanted to try to move away from my neutral tones that I use a lot. I failed miserably because I totally kept the neutral theme all throughout. I do change the wallpaper on the external walls at one point, and I carried the same color theme on the interior, which I felt right. Like it worked. I wanted to say, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think this is about a $30,000 house, which I think would probably be ideal for a sim just starting out of college, or like not maybe just starting out, but it's been a while. You now have a steady bit of income coming in, and you buy like your your after starter home. I want to say, I was gonna say like pre-alpha, but yeah, that doesn't make sense. But anyway, so this was my thought process. Is I was trying to decide what it is. Now for the roofing, I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not like how I did the roofing at first. The reason being, I was just not happy with the style of it, and I wanted like a yellowish kind of tinge to the house, I felt like it wasn't enough. Like it felt a bit off. I eventually found a workaround that I actually enjoyed, and I implemented that in there. The interior, like I said, it is basically built for a guy in my mind, so it doesn't have like full cabinets at the top. I figure most of the storage is in the bottom. There are a couple of storage shelves up above. I think it's maybe 3 I ended up putting in, and there is no like dining room per se, but you do have a bar area that you can sit at and have your meals, and actually did place out like a croissant and a cup of tea, like a mug of coffee rather, I should say, that I put in there for him. I do play around a lot in the layout of how I wanted to put in stuff, and then just trying to fill in all the clutter. I did pull everything out that I wanted to use and try to fit it in as much as possible. This sim I don't imagine entertains very often. However, he does have like a steady group of friends who probably come over. I put in the bare minimums, I guess you could say, in that there is a television, there is a stereo, there is a bookshelf, but there are no hobby building items in this build, and that is because it's up to you guys. You can put in and create whatever type of gameplay you want in here. I didn't want to dictate who exactly this person was personality wise and what they did personality wise. Some parts of the house do seem a little bit empty. That is the far hallway leading out to the back door, and of course the bedroom. There is a portion in the bedroom that is just a little bit bare, but again, that I do feel like in starter homes or these type of homes, everything doesn't need to be necessarily cluttered. Whilst I was building this too, what came to mind is that I hardly ever build budget homes. Like, I give myself free reign to build whatever I want, limitless funds. And I feel like maybe it's time for me to challenge myself and try and stick within a budget in a home. I was kind of hoping that it would have been under 20,000 simoleons, but that didn't work out. But what I do like is that I do have that option to get really beautiful CC from creators that only cost 1, 10, 5, 20 simoleon dollars that are like top notch. I think those sofas that I used were probably like 1 simoleon or 10 maybe. So these can easily be thought of as things that were thrifted, or even things that have been bought from the flea market, or something he got that was thrown out at the side of the road. I find that I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about that, like people going out and collecting stuff and upcycling basically furniture that looks perfectly good, that just I guess people don't need it anymore, so they threw it out and stuff. And it's something very entertaining. I can't ever imagine something like that happening here. People tend to wear down their stuff until it's absolutely necessary to throw it out here. It's very difficult to throw out your stuff, and I guess it's too, they kind of have an attachment to some of the items, like it becomes a sentimental item, although it's not meant to be, if that makes sense. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in the next one. Goodbye.